Okay, let's go ahead and start. This is the outline I'm talking about. First, we're going to talk about really basics, like how to sign in to Classroom, how to create it, and what are the menu items and what they're for. These are basic stuff. And then mainly I want to focus the part number three, creating a class assignment and turning in and tracking assignments and all that. After that, probably our time won't be enough for that. And I want to leave it to another training, and I'm going to call that training is intermediate training. So if you have no idea like what Google Classroom is about and how to use generally, so this training is going to answer all those questions. The grading, giving feedback, communicating with students, that's the kind of like that requires a little bit of experience under your belt. So after you learn generally what's going on in this, you're going to play with this, and then maybe we can get together one more time to give you some of the real details, especially like grading, communication with students and all that. How do I sign into the classroom? This is how I do, and probably there are more ways. Just Classroom, click the Classroom. It's going to take you to your Google Classroom based on how you logged in here, obviously. We have to use the Harmony Google Classroom rather than private ones. So when I log into my classroom, this is the first screen I see. This is the main classroom's environment. These are the tiles that each tile is representing a classroom. This menu icon, click on it, and then you'll see some things. This is the home. You just go to the current view you see here. So it's going to take you to your classroom, same thing. And based on the assignments I create in those classrooms, they drop into my Google Classroom calendar. This is helpful for teachers to organize their assignments if there is a mistake or anything. But when you create an assignment or an assessment in your class, Google Class, it's also being reflected to your actual Google calendar. Take a look at this one. There's teaching, there's enroll. What do they mean? The teaching is the list of the classrooms that I'm a teacher. Either someone created and then assigned me as a teacher, that's one case, or I created the class as a teacher, that's why I have it under my teaching. This to-do and this one is not the same. This is the to-do list for enroll classrooms. And these classrooms, actually, I'm a student under these classrooms. I'm not a teacher. So I have very restricted rights under these classrooms, but the rights on these classrooms, I have more. I can do way more things with these classrooms since I'm a teacher, not a student. So if you click on to-do, let's see what it shows. As a teacher, this is my to-do list. And if you click here, if you see any three dots, just hover it or click on it, and then it'll give you something that you can do with it. Yeah, you assign an assignment to students, and they turn them in, and then you review and put the grades to those assignments, and this is how you can manage those assignments, whether you review it or you gotta review it and stuff like that. Let's continue to scroll it down and see what we have. These are enroll. As I said, these are the classes I'm a student in, and this is the to-do list. Of course, to-do list with students is not looking like a teacher to-do list. For a student, to-do list is the assignments that I gotta do. Let's go back and see if we have anything else. There's an archive class. When you're done with a Google Classroom and you are done for the current year and you don't want to use that and you don't want to see it in your homepage here. If you don't want to see it, you gotta archive it, right? And how are we gonna archive a class? Just click on this one. Menu item, it's gonna archive this class. And if you go to the archived ones, you can probably put it back. If I click, yes, I can restore that class to back my homepage. So I can play with these tiles and settings. These settings, there are many different settings in different places. Like for grade, there's another button for settings. For classroom, there's another settings. This one, though, is very general settings about your Google Classroom. Let's click on it and let's see what we have under that. And this is where you change your profile picture or whatever you want to change. And even you can manage under G Suite. This is where you do that. In this settings, there's not many things you can do. It's mainly about notifications, like how you are notified about assignments you assigned or assignments you are assigned as a student. Okay, let's dive into something else, actual part, the creating the class and managing your classrooms. I'll talk about these items first, and then there are three actually parts that you can click, and let's talk about them, and then we're going to dive into that class and see what's in there. Click here and see what you can do. This move is again organizing your tiles, organizing your classroom on your home page. This is what it does. Let's copy this classroom and see what happens. Copy class, create a class from another class. But when you do that, the best part is that everything in that classroom created, developed before in advance is actually bringing to your new class. How can we use this feature? If I had 3 different sections, A, B, C, I can put all 8 graders into one classroom. This is one way. Or I can create a Google Classroom for each section. Either way is good because they both have advantage and disadvantage. Still, it's up to you, up to a teacher, whether to manage just one classroom and everybody's in there, or having 3 different ones. So what is this one right here? Let's click on it and let's see what happens. When you create a Google Classroom, Google automatically creates a folder, Google Drive folder for that particular class. And whatever you create, an assignment, assessment, put all the files will be in this folder. For instance, in this one, I've created a quiz. I have some assignments for students that I've already created. So everything, all the files, basically the file management is through Google Drive. So there's a big connection between Google Drive and Google Classroom. What about this one? It says Open Gradebook. So this opens up the gradebook. Let's click on it and let's see what it is. And this is how the gradebook looked like on Google Classroom. So I go back to my homepage. How to join a class as a student. It's gonna do it. So this is my code, the class code for 7th grade. I'm gonna copy this, and I am going to join this class as a student with my other Harmony account. These are my classrooms. I am a student on this one because I don't have many items to do. I cannot copy, I cannot archive it, I can do nothing about it other than unenrolling it. But this gives me more because I'm a teacher for this classroom. So 8th grade and 6th grade math is the classrooms. I'm a student here, I'm a teacher here, and I want to join as a student to 7th grade too. So this plus button right here is going to help me to do that. Click here and join a class. Okay, the thing is, when I join a class, am I going to be joining as a teacher or as a student? That's the deal, right? Automatically, Google assign you or put you in to this classroom as a student. So how do I join a classroom as a teacher? Let's go back to the original one. Okay, this is where you do that. The administrator of that classroom or the creator, the owner of that classroom can do that for you, but you cannot do that. So if I want to assign someone to this classroom as another teacher, the second teacher, here we go. There's a decline or accept. So I am invited to join this class as a teacher. If I accept it, then I'll be a teacher of this classroom too. We manage the roles changing under people in here. Create a class, click on it, and the first thing to do is just naming your class. So I'm gonna call it Algebra 1. And room, section, subject, you can leave it blank, whatever you like to do. I'm gonna call it Math. This is the classroom I just created. Now it's time to just develop it. You see this settings icon on the top right here? Here. It's going to take you to that original place, so you can rename it. And you can just change whatever you like to change, but it's giving you more items here. Take a look. It didn't give me these items before, but when I was creating the classroom, I didn't have these options. Now I do. So this is the class code. You can display it, copy it, reset, or disable. Stream So what is this difference between posting and commenting? Posting is kind of like a Facebook page. It goes to the streamline, the main page, whatever it's posted. The comment is mainly is about the assignments you create or the quiz you create. There will be always a comment feature, whatever you create. And this is how you control whether you want to allow your students to comment, post on your main page or not. This is where you do that. So you control the stream page, the main page of this classroom here. When you create a new classwork, do you want it appear in here as a post, as a notification? Of course we do. So I will just change this to, okay, you want to show the attachment, everything, all the details, or just a condensed notification? I like this one better than another. Here, this is the condensed form of the notification. I want to change it to a different way. Instead of condensed, I want to change it to attachment details, shows everything about that post. Save it. Now you see not only like a condensed, just the title of that post, but also the details, the assignments in here, how many people returned. For students also, this has changed as well. So for students, they don't just see that, hey, your teacher posted a new assignment for you. Rather, it's going to show what the assignment actually is. And also you can, as a student, you can also comment for that assignment. Classwork. Let's click here, let's create, and let's see what we have. There are items. I'm going to talk about them all. There's topic, it's separated from others. Why? I'll talk about that. And these are 5 different types of assignments or classwork we can assign as a teacher. Let's go use step by step. Start from assignments. Before then, I want to click this topic first. So I'm going to create a topic. I'm going to call it week 1. This is my topic. And I'm going to put week 1 assignments on here. So let's go to create and create an assignment for distance learning. So you can put some instructions. You can add or create. Click add and see what you have. You can add some materials from your Google Drive. You can add a link. It might be a YouTube link, or you can just create a file. So if you have an assignment that you work on your laptop, not on your drive yet, but on your laptop, desktop, this is what you need to use. Create a file or add a file. And what you got to do, you need to upload it. So this file, when I upload it, it goes to actually that Google folder of this classroom. And I just show you at the beginning how you can go to that folder on the main homepage. So this is the assignment I have attached, and students will be able to access it this way. And link is a little different. You give the link of a material. Let me show you how it works. I go here, go to my drive, and let's say this is the file I want to give. Right click, get shareable link, and go back to your file and give the link, add it. So that file will be attached here as a link. And the difference, when you change that, since this is just a link, it's not really attached to here. It's not copied in this classroom. It's just a link. So when you change that original one, this will automatically be changed. Because students are reaching that material through a link, not the actual attachment. But this one though, whatever that original one, no matter what you do with that, this is actually a new copied version, and this won't change no matter what you do. Or if you delete the previous one, this will stay still here because this is a copied version of it. But this is just a link. So this is the difference in between. And what is this create button now? If you want to actually create a document from scratch, not like a previously prepared, this is how you do that. So you want to create an assignment from scratch, and this is where you can do that. So if you click on, let's say, a doc, so it's going to create that Google document for you, a blank version, and I can even name it. I don't do anything else, right? I created that document, and I go back here, and it should be updated here too. I'm going to refresh the page and see even the name will be made updated. Take a look at this one. I didn't save it, but Google does a great job with that. Do you see this? This is a draft. And I can actually continue to work on that. Since I didn't save it, I forgot to save, but it doesn't matter, because when you work on your classwork or whatever you do, Google instantaneously saves whatever you do with it, and you will continue from the point that you left it. And how you can open it up, go click on that three dots again, click edit. These are the assignments I put it together. I'm just gonna delete this one. What about this one? Student can edit the file, make a copy for each student, or view. So 3 different menu items here. Let's talk about that. View, obviously it's clear, right? It's just like Google Drive, managing Google Drive. So they can view, but they cannot edit the file. And this is, you're giving the edit permission to this file, to students basically. And this one, this is a little different. When you select this one, this assignment I uploaded here, Google is going to create a copy of this assignment for every single student. So this assignment is for what class? Yeah, if you have many different classrooms, then you can select them all. So you create one, you have 3 different sections. For each section, you have a Google Classroom, and you don't want to really create the same assignment for every single. It's time consuming, it's annoying. Yes, exactly, this is what you do. You just assign this classwork to all of the classrooms you have, or whatever the related ones. And all of the students, obviously. So if you select just one, then you have an option. So you want to assign this assignment to just all the students or some of the students. Maybe I can show it to you on my other account so you can actually see it. These are the students, and these are the classwork, and let's just edit one of them, and you can see all of the students, right? No, not necessarily, not all of them, but I want to assign the assignment to certain students. And you just click on those and you save it, and only 3 students will be assigned this assignment. This is how you do. This is what I meant by that. Okay. However, if you select more than one classroom to assign this assignment that you're creating, that option is not available anymore. So if you're creating this assignment for more than one classroom, then all of the students automatically will be having or accessing this assignment or assigned. So what is the workaround? Okay, there's a workaround about it. I can just assign this assignment to all students as default, and then I can go back to those classrooms, and just like what I did here, I can, instead of all students, I can just edit that assignment for this particular classroom. I can uncheck it and check for something. This is the workaround. You can still do that, but you got to do it one by one for each classroom. Okay, point is just great, like out of 100. This assignment is, the maximum point is 100. Or you can call this is ungraded. Click here, and then click here too. And it opens up the calendar. So I want to put the deadline for this for today. So it's going to be Tuesday. So you can either put time, like this, or default is the last minute of the day. You can change the time, or if you want to put in a time, just cross it out. And you want this assignment goes what topic? Remember that I've created different topics under that? Yeah, these are the topics I already have. And you can create a rubric, or you can reuse if you already have some rubric somewhere, or you can just import from your Google Drive. If you want to read more about how it works, that plagiarism catch part, you can just click here, learn more, and you can learn more. This is pretty much it. We add our assignment, we name it, put the instruction, put the due date, and select your topic if you want to select the topic. Handle the maximum points to earn from this assignment, and assign who will be assigned to the assignment, the people, students here, and just basically click assign. Do we assign, and what is this arrow anyway? If it's here, it is for something. Let's click on it and see what's that. But these are my options. I can assign it, I can schedule it, or save as a draft. So when I assign, immediately students will be seeing that. Save a draft, still they don't have access, still in progress of developing of this assignment. So I can save a draft. If you don't want to bombard your students with many assignments for all of the assignments they will be having assigned for the entire year, that's going to be overwhelming for students to see all of your assignments. This is what you might want to do. Instead of assigning, you can just schedule it. It will drop into their stream as soon as whatever the date you put in there, date and time. Quiz, I think I should talk about the quiz assignments like in a separate session because it's really cool and it's a little more difficult to understand. There's more things in the quiz assignments. And I think this is great for our, for instance, in the current situation, current case, we have packages, right? Week 1 package, week 2 package. I think assignment is perfect for that. However, if you have an assessment, if you want to assess a student at the end of that week, I think this one, the second option, will be the best. Google has done a great job on improvement of this one because before it wasn't like that. It's something, it's good. Let's take a look and let's see how it goes. So when I click on quiz assessment or assignment, it looks like it's similar, right? Title, I got to put the name. I'm going to call week 1 quiz. And I can give some instructions. I'm just going to avoid it now. I can add, remember, whatever, they're all available now. But take a look at this one. When I use the first one, just assignment, I didn't have this one, like Google Forms or anything. With quiz, though, immediately when I create a quiz, there is a form, Google Form automatically created. And this form, don't get really confused with this form and the general Google Forms. This is like a template form, specifically prepared for classroom quiz. And I'm just going to show you what it's about. It's a big deal because in the Google Classroom, the quizzes are being handled through Google Forms. And as I said, they've done a great job with that. Let's just take a look at here. It's the same thing. We assign it to different students in different classrooms or all of the classrooms we have. Put the grade, put the deadline, put it under a topic, and move on. This part is very much the same. So difference between the quiz is mainly here. Click here, and it will open up the actual that form. But this form, again, it's a quiz form, not actually blank, regular Google form. Okay, this is blank quiz, and these are the question items you can create. Okay. Mainly, it's free response and multiple choice. This is what I found handy. Again, this should be good enough. Let's say the question number 1, I'm going to call what is 2 plus 2? And answer can be 1, 2, 3, or 4. That's pretty much it. This is my quiz. And I answer key, I click here, and I got to select the answers. I click done. So you see this little checkbox? So this shows that 4 is selected as the answer. So if you are missing this, which means that you didn't assign a correct answer, so it's going to be a problem. So you can just like regular forms, you can require this question, or maybe it can be a bonus, I guess. That's why out of default is unrequired. And you can copy this question and just change it in a way that you want to change it. And you want to delete, this is where you delete it. And what else you can put? This is really cool. I can add a video. So I can add a video, let's say number operations. I just search YouTube for this, and I can have many different videos. And I think the best, I will just actually go to YouTube, find the video, and use the URL. I think that's way better than using the search here because I cannot really see what's in that video. Instead of searching the YouTube videos here, I will just search on actual YouTube website, find the video, and use. Oh, I don't want this video to appear at the bottom of the question. It's supposed to be on the top. So this is what you do, guys. You see this dot, these dots? This is where you move the items in between. I don't know. I believe this is a glitch. Like when I move a bottom one to top, it doesn't go. But when I move the top one on the bottom, it somehow works. This is basically what's going on. I want to talk about this more, actually create a real quiz and take it as a student. I want to talk about that later. That requires a lot of time. What are the others? This question, what is this? Okay, you can just ask a question. It's not like a quiz, it's just a simple question. And today's question is, how are you? And it's a short answer. And when I ask, not assign, do you see this? It's not an assign button anymore, it's an ask button. You just ask a question. And this question, again, grade, due date, and everything. So just one simple question. And this question goes streamlined immediately. As a student, though, you see the question and you'll be answered to that question in your stream. You don't have to really go to that assignment. And let's see how students will see that question on their screen. Okay, question is here. Tracking tool posted a new question. It's how are you? You basically type the answer. We're assignment in. Just one simple question. When I turn in, how do I see that as a teacher? One person is assigned, 0 now assigned, 1 turned in. When I click on it, I see that someone got it. Since it wasn't reviewed, out of 100, there's nothing. The answer is here, so I can put the grade. So let's go to classwork and let's see if we have skipped anything. The material, just the resources. We share resources with the students through the material. And you see that there's no more grade in here, no grade, no due date, no deadline, no nothing, but just material. So resource, we share resources through material item. And you can attach YouTube video files. This part is the same, or you can create something. What is this reuse post? This is cool. So that's the case that you have created a classwork and you forgot to assign it to many different classrooms, and now you want to use this assignment with other, or there's an assignment in another classroom and you want to bring it over here. And this is what this is for. Post. So the post is where? Let's say there's a post here, I want to bring it to my Algebra 1 classroom. And these are the posts available, or it's available in stream. So I click whatever I want to bring, and I click on reuse. So even though another person, for instance, Ernasan is someone else, the owner of the classroom, and I created my own, since I'm shared, I'm a teacher of that classroom too, I can use the assignment, whatever is available in the stream, in here. So everything is just brought to here, even the name and whatever the attachment, and the due date is the same. You gotta, as a teacher, when I bring a post to my classroom from someone else or in another classroom, I'm responsible to select a due date. Whatever the due date over there is not being brought here. So I gotta select a due date. So this is how you do. When you create an assignment, you can reuse it in different classrooms. So you can bring those classworks into other classrooms through your read. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the first session as beginner session of Google Classroom. And hopefully, when we have time, we can talk about the other pieces, like how to create assignments. We kind of talked about it some piece, but especially tracking the assignments and mainly grading and giving feedback about the assignment. That's what we need to talk about in another session. You need to play with it. You need to do some practice. And then in the second session, I will call it as an intermediate level of training. And we can go dive a little deeper. At this point, if anyone has any question, we have 15 more minutes, but I'll be happy to answer your questions. And then we're going to just join our first training session.